Okay, today's flipped lesson is going to be on problem solving. We're going to have single step and multi-step, addition and subtraction. This first problem that you're looking at right now, you do not have a copy of. This is one from me just to kind of go over some basic steps with you. And then we'll get together and we'll do some of the problems that you have together. So at first, right now, let's read along and you just read with me on the video. A goat produces 5,212 gallons of milk a year. So we know that we have a goat, and then he's going to produce 5,212 gallons. The cow produces 17,279 gallons a year. So we know we have a cow and he's producing 17,279 gallons. If you look right here, I have goats here with his amount and the cow here with his amount. How much more milk does the goat need to produce to make the same amount of milk as the cow? So how much more? How much more is our really keywords here? When you see how much more than, you know you're going to have to subtract. Those are keywords that tell you we're looking for the difference, okay? And we know at the end we want them to make the same amount. So in other words, we have to figure out how we can get the cow to be the same as, the goat to be the same as the cow, which is what this right here stands for. That's our unknown number. So from here, we want to write an equation. The equation can look a couple of different ways. So we're going to do one that kind of matches the problem, which would be that we know that we want everything to equal the same amount, and we know the same amount is going to be 17,279. And we know that we have the goat amount is 5,212, and we're going to add our unknown amount. That's how much more, so I'll just use it as M, the goat has to produce to make the same amount as the cow. So we have 5,212 plus M equals 17,279. Well, this is an addition problem, and finding the M is very difficult by just guessing what number is going to go there. Remember, to be able to find the answer to a missing number for an addition problem, we do the opposite, which is subtract, and we always start with the largest number, which is 17,279 minus 5,212. So let's go ahead and subtract these. 9 minus 2, can I? Yes, the answer is 7. 7 minus 1, can I? Yes, the answer is 6. 2 minus 2, can I? Yes, the answer is 0. 7 minus 5, can I? Yes, the answer is 2. 1 minus nothing, can I? Yes, the answer is 1. So the answer is 12,067. Now, I want to go back and actually check to see if this works. So I'm going to add it. I'm going to actually go and fill in the M with this number. So I need a little bit of space. So I think what I'm going to do is work it over here on the side. Actually, I'll do it right down here at the bottom. So we're going to add, and that's actually not going to work. We're going to add right here 12,067, and I'll change the font so you can see it, plus the color of the font, plus 5,212, and let's see what answer we get. 7 plus 2 is 9. 6 plus 1 is 7. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 plus 5 is 7. 1 plus nothing is 7. So that's 17,279, which is the same as that. So I know that my answer is here. So now you kind of have an idea of what we're going to be doing today. We're going to move on to some different problems. Okay, on this part of the video, you're going to read along with me and you're going to underline keywords with me and you're going to work the problem out with me. So get your pencil ready and let's get started. So here we go. A mixture of two chemicals measures 1,034 milliliters. It contains some of chemical A and 755 milliliters of chemical B. How much less of chemical A than chemical B was in the mixture? Estimate, model with a tape diagram, and then solve. Alright, I'm going to get ready to solve this and underline my keywords. Remember, you can hit pause at any time that you need to in this video to catch up. You can rewind it, watch it again, or even move forward if you're ready to move forward. So here we go. Alright, so I know that I have a total of two chemicals, and that total is 1034. So if I'm going to draw my tape diagram first, because I want to model the words with a picture to make it easier to understand, I know that this is 1034, and it's made up of 2 chemicals. That's what that sentence just told me. Here's my picture to go with it. It contains some of chemical A. So we don't know how much chemical A is. This side right here will just be labeled chemical A. And 755 milliliters of chemical B. Well, this is chemical B over here, but I know what that is. That's 755. How much less of chemical A than chemical B? How much less than tells me I'm going to subtract? Was in the mixture. Estimate, model with a tape diagram, and then solve. Well, we've just modeled it with a tape diagram. That's easy. We're done with that part. So now let's look at estimation. Estimating can help us solve this problem even. So I'm going to estimate this. I probably need to start with an equation. What would this look like? How can I change these words in this picture into a number sentence? That's what an equation is, with an equal sign. So to do this, I know I would have A plus B, grab that little plus mark there, is going to equal my total, right? So now I'm going to go in and fill in what's there. I don't know A, so A is going to stay A, plus B is not really B, it's 755. That's how much B would equal. And that equals a total of 1034. You have to excuse my sloppiness. I'm doing this with my finger, and it isn't quite as neat as if you had a pencil. So now, to estimate this number, I need to say A plus, how much is 755 about? Well, that 5 will tell that 7 to score, so that's about 800. And that's going to equal about, that 0 tells that 1 to what? To rest. That's to be about 1,000. So what plus 800 equals 1,000? Well, I already know that A is going to equal, you know what I should do? I should leave these little about symbols, because remember, when you're not getting the exact answer, you don't use an equal sign, you use a little squiggly signs instead. About 200. Now, if you could not have done that on your own, what should you have done? Well, you should have taken 1,000 and subtracted it from 800. Zeros, your zeros. This would go to a 0, and this will be 10. So 10 minus 8 is 2. So you know your answer is going to be about 200. Now we need to actually solve for the right answer. I'm going to change pen colors so you can see where I'm going to solve for the correct answer. I'm still going to use my same equation, right? But I have to figure out what A is. And just to add is going to be too hard. So I'm going to do the opposite of addition to find that, to undo this problem. So I'm going to say 1,034 minus what? 755 should equal A, right? Because that's my missing part. So this would be my total minus B, and that's going to equal A. That's what those parts look like. So let's go ahead and do that now. 4 minus 5. Can I? No. So this is going to be 1 less, which is 2. Yay, I have 10 more. This is 14 now, because 10 plus 4 is 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. Now, ready to move on to the next one. 2 minus 5. Can I? No. Go to the neighbor. Nobody's home. Shout out to the hood. Hey, 10. Can I borrow a box of cookies? Yes, but I have 1 less. I have 9. Yay, I have 10 more. If I already had 2, 10 more would be 110, which makes it 12. 12 minus 5 is 7. Let's keep going. 9 minus 7, can I? Yes, it's 2. So that's 279. So if I'm correct, 279 plus 755 would equal 1,034. And A would be this number right here. This is A. So I'm going to actually add that up to check to make sure I'm right. We'll do that right up here. 755. It's a hot mess, I know, but that's okay. 279. 5 plus 9 is 14. Carry my 1. 6 plus 7 is 13. Carry my 1. 8 plus 2 is 10. 1,034. That matches that number. So I know A equals 279. I want to make sure, since there's so many numbers on this page, that I am able to find my answer. And that is my answer. So my estimated answer is here. My actual answer is circled down here. And they can tell, whoever grades this would be able to tell, because I have my little about signs for my equal signs right in there. You see that? And here they're straight. So that's the difference between my estimated total and my actual total. Okay, let's move to our next problem. Container A and B hold 11,875 liters of water all together, which means A plus B is going to equal a total, because all together means total, 11,875. Okay, so we know that we have a total picture of this right here, which is part A and part B, and the whole thing equals 11,875. So let's continue reading. Container A holds 4,742 liters. Container B holds 2,391 liters more than A. So we know that A and B are a little different. We know that we know how much A is. We know A is 4,742. We know that B, this is A, up here, this will be B. B is the same as A, but plus 2,391. So we know how that's going to be right there. So what we need to do is we need to add these two numbers, 4,742 plus 2,391, in order to get our total to 11,875 once we add it to A. So if we're going to write a sentence, this is what it would look like. All right, we know what A is. We know that A is 4,742. This is where we got right there. We're going to add that to B. B is not one number. B is two numbers. It's the same as A, 4,742 plus 2,391. And that will equal a total of 11,875. Sorry about my penmanship again. Now, this is B. This is A. This is B. And I put B in parentheses because I have to do something a little bit different to get it. So let's go ahead and let's add those two numbers up, because my question just asked me how much does container B hold. When I find that number out, I can go back and add it to A to make sure I'm going to get 11,875. So let's continue going. 4,742 plus 2,391. 2 plus 1, 3. 4 plus 9, 13. Carry my 1. 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Add my 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, and 2 is 7,133 is what I think the answer is, but I'm going to make sure. Is 4,742 when added to 7,133 going to equal my total? 2 plus 3 is 5. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 4 plus 7 is 11. I forgot to put my addition sign, and it does match. So I know that B equals 7,133. Okay, we're moving on to our last slide. And this has been a long flip lesson, but this multi-step problem solving does take a while to do, and I want to be able to help you guys with this one. So let's do this one again together too, and then you have one problem to do on your own. I'm just going to change my ink color. Here we go. There were 22,869 children at the fair. So we know how many children are at the fair. 9,563 less men than children. Okay, so this means there were less men than children there. So less means to subtract. And 2,872 more women than children at the fair. Okay, so we know that there is more women, so we're going to have to add. Ooh, so it looks like I'm going to be adding and subtracting on this problem. How many people were at the fair? Well, I know if I draw my tape diagram that my tape diagram is going to have 3 parts. Children, men, and women. Okay, so when I look at those 3 parts, I know that I know what children are. I know that children are 22,869. That's going to stand for my children. My men. Well, I know my men are 9,563 less than my children. So if this is my children, my men are going to be my children, right? Because I have to add this together, so I'm going to have parentheses, right? My men are going to be in here, and they're going to be less than my children. So I have to start with my children. 22,869 minus 9,563. Okay, I got that part. And then my women, I have to add my women to find out the total amount of all 3. Well, my women are going to be in another parentheses, and they're more women than children. So if the children are 22,869, and I need to find out how much the women are going to be there, I would have to add that number, which is 2,872. So now, once I get my women and my men, then I can add all 3 up because I need to find out how many people were at the fair. So I need all the people, which means I have to add up my men, my women, and my children. So I'm going to do, basically, this is 3 problems in one. I have to find my men first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll find my men. So I'm going to find men first. Second, I'm going to find my women. And then the third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my total. And to get my total, I'm going to add my children plus my men plus my women. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to hit pause, and you are going to find these out on your own. Then you're going to hit play again to check your answer with mine. Okay, so here we have the total of men, which I got 13,306. The total of women, which I got 25,741. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes. You'll have to check to make sure. And then to get the total, I would have to add up my children, which are 22,869, plus my men, which are 13,306, plus my women, which are 25,741. You're going to get the total, bring that total back to school, and then answer the last problem that you have for the evening. And we will see how you're doing with your multi-step problem solving tomorrow and put you in the right groups. Have a good night and have fun doing your problem on your own.